All right, got a delivery. Trying to think what it is. Could it be the bearings that quickly? I mean, this is small enough bearings for that Mustang car. All right, let's see. Oh my goodness, it is. Holy cow, they did overnight it for free. That is scary. I didn't even want it overnighted, I just wanted it. All right, so we're gonna put these guys in there. That's the mains, that's the connecting rods. Sweet. And this thing came from, Georgia. Chatsworth, Georgia. No, actually, CA, right, is California. Oh, maybe it came from California. Oh, nope, came from California. All the way across the country. So these are the bearings. Never tried this brand before. But guess what? We don't even know if polishing that crank and putting these bearings in is going to be good enough to get it to run good, or is it going to be same issue with pulling the motor. So all said and done, I think I'm into this pile right here for about $115. So you know what, for $115 investment, I'll gamble on banging that crank in the car. Because then I was thinking, all right, maybe I'll just take the crank to the machine shop. What do I got to do to take the crank out? Well, I got the tranny jack. I can undo the tranny, unbolt the torque converter, push the tranny back, unbolt the flywheel, take the flex plate off, take off the rear main seal, get that cap off. And then in the front here, everything in the front would have to come off to get the timing off. You know what? Let's just do it in the car. Let's just do it in the car. Do it in the car. All right, so standard bearings, rod bearings and mains. Hopefully I ordered the right parts. Unfortunately, shop time is over today. Let's go return that repair. And when I come back tomorrow morning, we're gonna be looking for sandpaper and a shoestring. And we're gonna get some WD-40 or some kind of lubricant and lube up the crank as we sand out the little scratches. And then we're gonna slap it all together. Then we're just gonna throw the oil pan with some RTV back in it, throw some oil in it. We're gonna clean the pan because it has a lot of sludge in it. So we're gonna clean the pan. We're gonna put the same oil gasket in because it's like a heavy gasket. We're just gonna RTV on both sides. We're gonna clean the pickup tube, and then we're gonna go get brake clean and clean the inside of the engine block where the bearings are. Make sure there's no like little materials laying around. And then we're gonna slap it together. And then we're gonna see with 8 quarts of 10W30, is this gonna be quiet or is it gonna be knocking? We'll see. All right, till tomorrow, which could be for you a blink of an eye. For me, I might be 1 or 2 days. All right, we're back in the garage, and the Grabber Blue has some parts. So you just saw that we got the bearings in overnighted, which was amazing. I didn't even pay for that. But now this is what we're going to use. We're going to get some. So all this is about $100. So we got some brake clean. I got some plastic gauge. I got some thread lock I'm going to put on the threads. And I got some engine slick to put on the bearings. Gasket, ultra blue. Ooh, ultra blue. Okay, I wanted gray, but that's what happens when you order stuff at 3:30 in the morning. And valve grinding compound. So the goal of today is to clean all these bearing surfaces on the crank, which means taking, I don't know, like 1,000 grit sandpaper. First I'll probably do 600, and then we'll do 1,000 and clean the surfaces just to make them smooth. I mean, there's honestly no scratching in any of the bearings. They look like shit, but I want to clean them just to be clean. I can't even catch my nail on anything, and I don't have small nails, so I'm always chewing my fingers. We still got to get this one out, so we're gonna work on all this stuff, and we'll do this one last, because this one here, I think I'm gonna trim this down a little right here, trim this down a little, just enough to get this bolt out. Or, well, I got to do that bearing, so I got to get it out no matter what. Side caps are out, we'll get them out, and then we'll go from there. All right, let's get cleaned up, let's get prepped. And first, let's go find some sandpaper. You know this is serious when we brought out the electric light. Okay, so I got a shoelace in there, and I got a piece of sandpaper in there, and I'm using 1,000 grit sandpaper, which some people just say do 600, 600. No, I don't think 300. I don't remember the numbers. But my main goal is just to make sure they're clean. So I got this silicone spray here. It was super slick. Lube, protect, stay clean. Oh, hold on, I gotta tell you about it. Okay, so like I was saying, the big light is out. I took there we go, little screwdriver. Put the piece of paper, sandpaper in first. Sprayed it with the liquid spray, which is this guy here, that guy there. Then I took the end of the shoelace. I just started to push it in until I got as tight as I can. And then I had the sandpaper on this side. I started pulling the sandpaper out, and it dragged my shoelace over. And now I got a shoelace on both sides. Now, can I do one more loop? I probably can. Is my crank wiped out? Not really. So let's just get a test run in, and then we'll go from there. You know, I should take a before and after. So let's look. This is a main, so you can see some darkness. Here's the main too. You can see a little bit of lines, but there's no groove, there's no things in it. And this one is the same, and this one is the same. So the good thing is when I spin the crank, it rotates these bearings out. So my goal will be to spin the crank the opposite direction and drag the bearing back in. And hopefully that will seat it correctly. And I'll just do one at a time. And I won't put bearings in until I'm ready to put all 5 in together. And I'm going to turn it counterclockwise with all 5. And hopefully I can get all 5 to turn. And then I'll do caps. Well, this is going to be a learning process. Let's try to do one together, so this way you guys get a rough idea what I'm doing. I'm going to try to hold the camera and you. Whoa, whoa. So you'll see. Oh, come on, don't fall out. There you go. Oh, this is sickening. Oh my God, it's making me nauseous. And there's 16 of these to do, and this is 20 minutes to do that, just to get the shoe string. And I try to do 2 shoe strings. I understand why they want 2, because the second one would keep the paper tight on the bottom here and would give you a better surface area. But I'm sure with what I'm doing here, with it spinning, I would hope that you guys would get the idea. So let me do it without the camera in my hand. So let's do a before and after so you guys can see the difference. Okay, so camera right here. So this is a before. I haven't touched this one yet, right? This is a before, and this is a before. And then this is an after. And you could see how shiny it is and smooth it is. And I think I'm gonna be okay. I honestly don't know. I'm gonna just do a little bit more of the 2000, and it looks pretty good. And one more time with 2000 for like a couple of seconds. And that's like a half an hour just to do one. I gotta do 16 of them. There you go. So what I'm trying to do here is I got the two laces around it. This way I have a complete circle going around the sandpaper. And what I'm doing is getting the sandpaper to go across the surface of the crankshaft. And you can see how much smoother it's becoming. So that's the 1000. Let's go to 2000. All right, so this is 2000, and we're just gonna put it in here, pull it through with the lace. There you go, see? Put the lace, try to get the lace a little loose. Not fun at all. Dirty jobs. This is just people not checking the oil. All right, pause. All right, we got 2000 going on now, and I'm trying to keep it on the crank. And you can see cameraman's off his boat done fishing. He's caught a big marlin over the weekend, and he caught a lot of trout and some bass. And he can't talk because he's all full. But here we're doing is we're just polishing the crank, trying to get any imperfections out of the metal so that when we put the new metal on it, it doesn't gouge it up. And if you want to work on your biceps, yeah, this is the thing to do right here. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Wax on, wax off, my Aki. And it feels pretty good going around now. Before, I wonder if it was hitting a dry spot or something, or maybe there was material on the crank. All right, so let's take out the paper and take a close look at that. And you can see how much nicer that is compared to that one there. So we'll go, I think we'll go with that being okay. All right, so this bearing is the top. You see how it has the holes in it? And this one is actually sliding in pretty decently. I'm gonna have to tap it like I did the other one. This one here, I had to tap a lot to get it in, but look, I started this one by hand, and I'm pretty sure it's because this one is still there, so the crank still has the correct spacing. So as you see, I'm holding the phone again because cameraman said, yo dude, I heard the waves are going, and he grabbed his board and he left. So all right, you're stuck in me taking care of this. So let's get this in, and I'll show you what it looks like set in the correct spot. All right, so you can see the bearing right there is lightly tapped into its home. So now That's where the cameraman, God. Okay, so I'm gonna spin the engine a little so we know this hole is here. I'm gonna spin it just a little bit. Okay, and now my hole is moved and the bearing stayed still, and the assembly lube that I put in there is looking good. Let's put this cap on. Okay, so just for comparison, here's a before and an after. So look at that difference. So no oil in your car, oil in your car. So this is what your bearing should look like all the time. Even with mileage on it, it should still look in good shape. And here you can see what no oil in your bearings does. Now see how it flattened out the edges and took off the top. So it is just crazy that somebody spends all this money for a car, goes through the trouble to paint it another color instead of the original color, buys tires and rims, but yet can't check the oil. All right, so here's me talking about nonsense. So let's get the old bearing in the bearing pile. So to keep track of how I got the most expensive toolbox right here, this is the engine laid out. So we got first hole, second hole, second hole, third hole, fourth hole. 1 and 2 cylinder, 1 and 2 cylinder, 1 and 2 cylinder, 1 and 2 cylinder. Then you got first cap, second cap we did, third, now we're on the fourth cap. So let's take a fourth cap bolt and let's go get that fourth cap off the toolbox. And the only thing you got to do is when you put it back in, you see that arrow right there? Oh, here, see that arrow? That needs to face forward. And that's the only thing you have to do. All right, so let me put this in and I'll come back. All right, I got to keep unplugging my phone because I forgot to charge it. All right, we have the #1 top oil bearing. And look at that guy. Can you see that? Can you see how clean that looks? I mean, it's got wear on it and it's got damage, but the good thing is that it's very minimum, which is good for the bearing. So this, I mean, it's good for the crank. This crank feels good. So we have #2 done and number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's work on #1. So we're gonna go and put #1 top with #1 bottom right here, and this way when we're all said and done, we'll know exactly everybody goes back in the right spot. So I guess my Dodge is good for something, right, buddy? Okay, so now we're gonna start with 1,000. So this is 1,000 and this is 2,000. So should I get a new piece of sandpaper? I probably should. Am I gonna get a new piece of sandpaper? No, I'm not. So let's get this set up and then come back when I'm sanding. Okay, so I got my shoestring back in, right? So one side I frayed and one side I left with the end on, because then it can't get pulled through the crank because it's too fat. So now let me just lube this up with that slick silicone stuff, or whatever this slick stuff is. I don't know, I've never used it before. I saw it in Walmart one day and I was like, you know what, let me try it. So yeah, I'm doing the outside of the paper, you're right. Hopefully it gets onto the crank. All right, so let me put you down for a minute and come back. All right, so here's #1. Now remember #1's bearing before, and now look how nice #1 looks. Got a nice little shine to it. Oh gosh, cameraman, come on. Oh, cameraman's not here. Okay, so look at that, no lines, got a nice glow to it. All right, let's get that bearing in and then we'll have 1, 2. And this one, felt good going all the way around with the sandpaper. So so far so good. A little tiring on the arms. All right, number 1's in, number 2's in, working on number 3, and number 4 is in. And then the last but not least would be number 5. Okay, so this is number 4. So I just pulled the top out of number 4, and you could see, oh yeah, it's scored, but guess what? It is not that bad, which is good because let's look at the crank itself. Look at that. Look at the gleam on that. That's no gouging or anything. So that's good news to me. All right, so let's do a quick little sand on them and put this in the pile. So we're on number 4, which is this guy here. So this is the upper and this was the lower. And this lower was nice as well, if you could see that. So that's good. And then the last guy is going to be the thrust washer. And I got to do a little trimming on here to get these bolts out. And then everything's going to have to get torqued. And of course, yes, these are torque to yield bolts. And no, you're not supposed to reuse them. And you're supposed to buy all new. And I know that. So all the people that don't leave comments, yes, I already know. All right, so let's see, is this turned off? Oh, we got still power. Oh, it's on 1 volt. So here we go. 1, 2, number 3. So look how clean number 3 looks. Right there. Can you guys see that? No lines in it. Hey, camera. Hi. Flashlight, get out of the way. That feels good. Yeah, that feels real good. All right, so let's clean that up with some brake clean and then put some lube on it and get a bearing in there. And there you go, number 5 is out. So let's look at the new one. Here's a let me get this. So I think it's a thrust washer, and it comes with this little guy here, but I am just going to replace it. And the good thing is it's missing a lot of the things, but it's not gouged up. So let's go to the crank and see what we got to do besides polishing, because today is over and I got to get out of here. Oh, look at that shininess. Oh my goodness, you see that? Oh yeah. What do we got here? Oh, they're all loose. I'm just kidding. We know that already, right? Okay, so I am going to, should I spin it by hand and look at this whole thing? I gotta spend my time and do the sandpaper thing. But I had to just grind a little. I just took a little off the edge right here so I could get the bolts out. And I used a file. That was it. And here's the back of the rear main seal. So this is a cover right here, this here. So I'll take this all off here and clean that all up there. Put on goop the whole thing. Put the pan on, goop the pan, put it together. All right, so we're done for today. Good. Starter can hang out right there. Cap can hang out right there. I got to change. And otherwise, it's only 420. So, and I will get the rest of this together tomorrow. So tomorrow is Thursday. Good. We still have 2 days of work. All right. So so far so good. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 caps done in 4 hours. All right. Let's see if this is going to be worth all my effort. All right. I'm back. Stars are out. I can see the moon. And let's put some gloves on, and let's finish up these bearings. So we last left off, I'm gonna have a beer right here. Let me have the beer for the nighttime. Let me open that. I'll be right back. Yeah, that was good. All right, so we are on number 5 cap. So what you saw before was how bad, yeah, look at that, how bad the material is. But guess what, this one is, you know, you can see like missing up on there, so definitely run dry, and that's a good one right there. So bad, good. Let's throw this flashlight on charge. Let's get the sandpaper and sand the journal, and get you guys bored. I mean, not bored, but it gets you guys closer to completion, because I'm sure that you had to fall asleep by now, because I know my videos are not that much excitement and fun. But once all the caps are in, then we can torque down these bolts. So let me get some sandpaper. Let's get this journal, which really looks clean. God, look how clean that journal looks. No scores, nothing in it. This is the amazing part. Like, I don't know why this thing ran dry. So, all right, let's stop talking. All right, surgery. So the good thing about having no connecting rod bearings in is not like I'm damaging by spinning the crank. And all these bearings have assembly aluminum now. So I've just spun this bearing here. This journal has no cuts in it, nothing. I almost don't want to even clean it, to be honest with you. But I guess I could spend 10 minutes and do some 1,000, 2,000. But if you look at that, there's no, yeah, I know I have gloves on, but you don't feel anything. So should I just roll the dice and do those 4 and not the 5th? I should take the 5th and not do it. All right, let's just roll it out and do some sandpaper. All right, so you think that I'm not skipping out on doing the last journal, and I think the flashlight's dead. So we just have this big dopey light here. Let's shoot some lubricant on it and roll 1,000 sandpaper and go from there. Okay, so that's just after 1,000. Oh, look how nice that looks. Look at that. All right, let's roll 2,000. Okay, holding the phone and pulling on the string just is not working. And besides that, I'm also having to look at what I'm doing. So this video is as bad as it is. So let's not do it dry, because it seems like lubricant is the best way to do it. So let's spray up here again and up here again. Okay, and put this lubricant back there. Okay, so we're all wet, and sometimes wetter is better. So let's get this guy done a couple of times, and then I'll come back. Switch the lights. All right, so here we go. 2,000 grit sandpaper. Let's see how it turned out. Oh, look how nice that looks. All right, sweet. No more dark spot. Feels pretty good. Cleaned it off. All right, we're gonna go with that. Good job, Kevin. Yeah. All right, we're almost there. Let's get this one back together. All right, so we got the top bearing in. We got that thrust washer on the side in, which was, I don't know if it's considered a washer. So it looks like this. So let's get under the light. So this goes the X face forward. So one like this, and keeps the crank. It keeps the crank from moving this way and this way. And even though it didn't have a lot of wear on it, I changed it. And I see the crank does move back and forth in the journal. So I'm out of a flashlight, so we don't have enough to show you the bearings, but you can see main bearing, rod bearings, main bearing, rod bearings, main bearing, rod bearings, main bearing, rod bearings, and the back thrust bearing, I guess is considered. So let's get one bolt. Let's get this cap covered in some assembly lube right here, and let's put it in. Okay, and like that, we've gone through the asteroid field and made it to the other side with a new set of bearings, which we thought was impossible, but we made it. Woohoo! So I need a better flashlight. Wish this camera had a flashlight on it, you know? You'd think this camera would have a flashlight on it. But, okay, so we got to torque these guys down. Now, yes, I know it's torque to yield, and they're supposed to start here, then there, and then the outside ones. And being that they're used, some people say, you know, it's not a reusable bolt, but look what we just did. So let's just take it with a grain of salt, tighten them down, whatever the spec's supposed to be, and go from there. All right, so I'm going to go Google it. I'm going to bang out some torquing, and then we're going to work on our next set of caps. And since these guys are the lowest ones, they are number one. Okay, look at this little quarter drive inch-pounds. So we got 177, which is like 15 foot-pounds. So we're going to do 177 here on the vertical. Oh, hold on. So we're going to do 177 there on the verticals, and then we're going to do 90 degrees. Now the question is, should I start in the middle of the motor and work my way out? Or honestly, it doesn't matter, right? Let's start in the middle of the motor and work my way out. So this way we put pressure here, pressure there, pressure here, pressure there. Okay. I mean, who knows if it's going to matter, honestly. But let's try. All right. Let's see. All torqued for the mains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. All right. So now we have to work on rods, and this is no good on 1, 2, 3, 4. So I popped the starter back in, since for some reason it's still live, which I don't understand why. I thought it disconnected the battery. And then I can put these two things back together, because that doesn't need to be apart. So I'll put those together first, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so first set is in, but not torqued. So let's go and do the next set, which I think is going to be this one coming down first. If I turn it clockwise, we'll put this set in. So I'm going to just put them in, snug them, no torque, and then we're going to drop them all down, and then we're going to torque everything. Okay. Damn bugs. I like that when it was colder out. All right, so we got the two back sections in, journals cleaned, new bearings in. Now let's rotate the engine and bring this one down and do this one next. And we're almost coming up on 11 o'clock at night. So 1, 2, and then that's it for the rest of the day, because tomorrow I'll need to clean the oil pan. We'll need to torque all these connecting rod bolts down. So it's going to be 89 inch-pounds and then 105 degrees. I'll leave the pictures in the thing. But almost there. And then there was 2, 4, 6, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 more bearings. 4 and 4 is 8. Okay, getting there. Thanks for hanging out. Oh, I wasn't even filming. Shucks. Anyway, I was going like this for the last 3 minutes, and I wasn't even filming. So here we go. We got our sandpaper on the journal, and we are cleaning. Whoa! This is what you call 3D. Whoa! So we're cleaning our journal, and yeah, I know it's a little terrible, but I'm trying to give you a rough idea what happens. All right, let's keep going. I got to do the 2000 next. All right, so we're on our last journal. So this is my scariest journal of them all. It's got some debris right here. See that? And then this one has a lot of scoring in it. So if we remember looking at the connecting rod, that's this first one here. Let's take this too. These are the first two. They don't really look that bad, the first two, which would be the front of the motor. Okay. And then these two are the back, but you can see scoring on that. Look at that one. Oof. And that's why it's got that stuff on it, because it's lost it from there. All right, well, we're gonna have to work a little bit on this one to sand it good. So maybe I should do 600 on this one. Well, you know what? We haven't started now. Why start, right? All right, let's get 1,000 going. All right, we got 11:30 at night. We're in the midnight now, making time and a half on a job that doesn't pay. All right, so look, I did this one. I ended up having to break out the 600 because I couldn't get that silver stuff off. But the 600 did a good job. So now this one, see, you can see a left and a right, right? You see that one's nice and smooth and one's scuffy a little. Let's get a razor blade. Don't hit my head on the don't hit my head on the rotor again. I put the razor blades all back. Let's go get a razor blade. All right, razor blade. Coyote spotted. All right, so well, there's a little bit of a line in there. Not that bad. Not that bad. Will it knock? I don't think so. Will it be a new motor soon? Probably. But you know what? Things wear out, right? So let's see what happens. I think I'm going to be optimistic instead of pessimistic. It's all going together well. It doesn't look that bad. I bet you I could plastic gauge this and we could figure it out, but I'm not going to go through all that trouble. I did 600, I did 1,000, and I did 2,000. And this was the one, you know, so I took off 50 thousandths in journal, but who cares? No, I'm just kidding. All right, let's get this back together and call it a day. Whoa, and the rocket's red glare. Look at this, huh? Wow. The horses are getting wet. All right. It's so much rain I had to close the door. Because look, my floor is getting wet. My little whites are getting wet. All right, so what we got to do is we got to tighten these connecting rods, and I finally found a 12 millimeter 12 point for the thing. And then I remembered that I had a torque angle gauge. So let's look at the torque spec on how many inch-pounds it is. I think it said 89, which is somewhere roughly about 15 foot-pounds. And then we'll do that first, and then we'll drop this to 105. All right, so it's going to be 177 inch-pounds, then 28 foot-pounds, and then 105 degrees. Let's see if we get this done. Oh, and then it was doing the front. So if you had 4 journals, you do the front connecting rods on each journal, and then you do the back connecting rods on each journal. So I'll throw a picture in there. I might have did it already. All right. And honestly, how many times in your life are you ever going to use the quarter drive to 3/8 adapter? I don't think I've ever used this adapter. So now we can go and torque all the connector rods to 177 inch-pounds. So let's get that done, and then we'll come back and reset it for a regular torque wrench, 28 foot-pounds. I don't think I got a small one. All right, let's cross that bridge when we get there. All right, I got this all set. So it's on 0. This is a torque angle gauge. I wish I would have thought I remembered to have this for the main caps, where I was guessing on 90 degrees and 60 degrees. But now I'll get the breaker bar, and then when this thing turns to the 105, so let's see, 190, 95, nope. So I guess they're 15, 90, so it'd be 105, nope. 1, 2, every 10, 90, 100, 110, 120. Okay, so 90, 100. So I got to go in between the 100 and 105. So in between the second and third mark. All right. Let's get back. Everybody's 177 and 28 foot-pounds. Now we do 105 degrees. All right, it's scary, but I was able to get it done with that. If you look at the previous picture, that torque angle thing. So right now it's basically everybody's tight. So what's next? That oil pan is a mess, and we got to figure a way to clean it. But unfortunately, I am not dressed for oil pan cleaning. So we are going to have to say, not today. So everybody is torque to yield. Everybody is tight. And hopefully it stays together. So, I probably gonna drop a video with just the completion of the rods, and then what we're doing now is going to be the last follow-up part, because the last time I checked it was at 49 minutes, and I know it's hard to get people's attention for that long, but you know what, 20 minutes person could breeze through it and boom, good to go. So let's get Let's figure out what we could do with this oil pan to get it clean. I should have changed my clothes, honestly. Don't feel like ruining another pair of jeans. And we got our tires back for the lava car. Today is Thursday. I ordered these Tuesday. They came today from Orlando. So that's, you know, 3-hour ride. And then $60 to mount and balance on a used set of rims. And these rims cost me $100 each. So these will go back in the lava car, 9.5 width. It will give me a 275/40 compared to the 245/45 19. It's almost the same height. So it'll just give me a little more sneaker on the ground to get some traction. So that's why I don't end up sideways. Anyway, let's see. I know I want to clean this. I'm going to clean it. I just know it. I just got to figure out where to put the oil. All right, let's stop talking and let's get to work. All right, Sparkle City is getting clean. As you can see, it's becoming a lot better. So I use Simple Green, engine degreaser, brake clean, and a mix of degreaser and Simple Green. And I'm probably gonna let this, I should just put it out in the rain and let the water just flush it all night long, right? But you can see what a mess that pan. Look at all that glitter in the pan. It's hard to tell, but there's all glitter all over this pan from bearing material. So I think I did a pretty good job. Pat myself on the back. Ha ha ha. All right, I think that's it for tonight. So let's resume this in the morning.